Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the weather kind of for this week, this kind of week ahead, and it's going to be looking quite warm actually. We could even see temperatures reaching around 30 degrees in places, and so it's going to be a nice kind of break from this kind of unsettled and cool weather we've seen this August, and so I'm just going to have a look at it here. So you can see this is on the ECMWF model here on this chart called wxcharts.com, and you can see I'm showing you the sea level pressure. Those are that white line showing lines of equal pressure, and then with these kind of colors showing the temperature at something called 850 millibars, which is roughly 1.5 kilometers in the atmosphere, and that's kind of a good kind of way to tell how hot the air mass is, how cold the air mass is, what kind of characteristics it has. And then one thing you notice here is we have this low out kind of just to the west of Spain, and what happens around a low is that the air moves up anti-clockwise like this, and so in this scenario we have air coming in so on the western edge of the low from the north, and on the eastern edge of the low from the south, and as you watch what happens, it kind of moves near to the UK, or kind of hangs around in this general vicinity of west of kind of Spain and Portugal, and at the same time we have this little ridge here. You can see kind of this area here, and around a ridge or a high pressure system, winds flow clockwise, so they kind of flow like this, and that combination of the kind of the air around the low and the air around the high pulls up this warm air, which you can see is sitting over parts of North Africa, the Mediterranean. That gets dragged up around the low, and we're likely to have kind of strong winds or stronger winds at the upper levels pushing this northwards. And as you can see, as that low kind of finally makes a turn after kind of hanging around this region, finally makes a loop and a turn to the northeast, it brings this hot air with it. As you can see, we have those red colors showing temperatures at 15 degrees or more. Like this, you can see right here, temperatures of 15 degrees or more. Finally brings that into the UK like this, and that would kind of bring some quite warm weather, potentially temperatures into the high 20s to 30s, and this is kind of by Tuesday into kind of Wednesday, and then kind of by Wednesday evening and Thursday, what happens is the low kind of moves through and we kind of get some fresher air. There would still be a fairly warm-ish day, but you see we kind of get some fresher air moving through as that low clears out. It kind of colours turn to green, and you kind of get some cooler air in there. And if we look through the rest of this run, there's an interesting situation, because as you can see here, we kind of get another very similar or similar-ish scenario where we kind of have a low hanging around, this time more into the Bay of Biscay rather than a bit further south. So it doesn't drag up a properly warm kind of like stretch of air if it was like as if it was further south, but it still drags up some warmish air, and needs to be kind of have those orangey yellow colors showing temperatures between 10 and 15 degrees at 1.5 kilometers, and kind of the 15 degree mark reaching the UK. So this is a signal which has kind of been shown fairly confidently that we could even get a round 2 of this warm spell. But it's always important to look at some other models. So if I just clear this and go into the GFS model instead, you can see we have the same thing here, shown as the ECMWF model, the European model. We have the low pressure system over here, high pressure system like this, and then in between we have those winds flowing up like that. And because this low is a bit further south than kind of a bit like over here, for example, we get kind of that fetch of the really hottest air coming from parts of the Mediterranean and North Africa. And you can see same thing here, that air kind of moves northwards, and we get those warmer temperatures kind of through Wednesday, but then by Thursday clearing out into something a bit milder. And although the GFS isn't directly showing it right now, on some other runs it did show that round 2. Let me just go to some other runs. It has been showing round 2s in a sense. You can see sort of a round 2 there, but it's not quite the same. I'm just trying to find it. There have definitely been round 2s. Maybe they're not on here, but there is some signal for kind of a round 2 in a way. As you can see, this is showing some sort of round 2 here with what would be the remnants of a hurricane. But I'm just trying to find something. Just trying to see if something. So, sorry, this might take a while to load. I might just abandon this page if it doesn't take a quick time to load. But if it does load fairly quickly, then I will show you. But it does look like it's time to load, I'm afraid. Yeah, we're just going to move on. So, what kind of temperatures can we see from this mini heatwave, if you like? So this is a Met Office high-resolution model from netweather.tv here, and you see this is the forecast for Monday at 3 o'clock. And you can see here we're widely expect to see temperatures in the mid to high 70s all across parts of southwest England, Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, and then all the way kind of through into parts of Kent, the south coast, East Anglia, Norfolk, the Midlands, parts of Wales, even into parts of northeastern England. That's where we're kind of likely to see mid to high 20s, as you can see on this map. Could be maybe 1 or 2 degrees higher in places, given that today was 1 or 2 degrees higher than forecast. So I wouldn't maybe rule out even a 29, possibly even just about reaching 30 tomorrow. But you can see generally the consensus is kind of a widespread 27 to 28 degrees across parts of central England. Elsewhere, kind of across the Republic of Ireland, 20 to 22 degrees, Northern Ireland, 20 to 23, as you can see here, into kind of parts of Northern England and Southern Scotland, 20 to kind of around 17 to 20, the teens, and then across part of the mountains of Scotland, you can see in the low mid-teens, and then in other places likely kind of to be in the mid-20s, maybe a bit higher than shown here, especially kind of in parts of eastern Scotland. And you can see at the same time, we'd like to see very little precipitation, maybe 1 or 2 showers, though in my opinion are kind of unlikely across maybe parts of northwest UK like Scotland. And then looking at the same thing for actually the night, I need to add, it will be very warm in the night times, even quite widespread actually. This is 1 a.m. on Tuesday. You can see still staying at 21 degrees in London, 20 degrees kind of near Birmingham area, even like quite widely 19 to 20 degrees kind of across the Midlands, and then even across parts of Northern Ireland, and then the Republic of Ireland still staying quite mild than night, even in parts of Northern Scotland as well. So that could be quite an uncomfortable night for sleeping. And then the temperatures Tuesday during the afternoon, as you can see here, again picking up quite widely, this time even into parts of the Republic of Ireland, getting to the mid to high 20s as red colours here, there, and then even again into parts of kind of southeastern Scotland. But then the focus for the high temperatures will be kind of as usual across parts of England. You can see widely 27 to 29 degrees, and in my opinion 30 degrees probably possible kind of from London into the Midlands area. And at the same time, looking at precipitation, very few showers or anything really, maybe just kind of scraping far northern Scotland. And then this is the temperature forecast for Wednesday. As you can see here, it's kind of fresh air moving, and as we kind of get that upper level low, bringing that fresher air in from this direction, as I talked about earlier. So kind of 20s in most places, maybe kind of a bit milder in parts of Wales. But you can see we still have some heat in kind of eastern areas, so 20 kind of 5 to 27 degrees, maybe reaching about 30 around here in parts of eastern England, and then a bit warmer as well further north, 24 to 25. And then adding on to that, we could actually see some showers. As you can see with that fresh air moving through kind of that boundary. You can see some showers, maybe some of them even a bit heavy or thundery. This is actually for Thursday morning, and you can see there are actually a couple of scattered thundery showers around, maybe across parts of Scotland, the worst of it, but also as you can see this model kind of showing over the parts of Wales and also southeast England. But I just need to say that but I just need to say that these temperature-wise for the forecast, we could actually add a few degrees to what the model was showing. So the model was showing kind of 29 degrees at max. I think we could maybe see 31 degrees because the model definitely underestimated temperatures today, so it could do in the future. But anyway, thank you for watching, like and subscribe.